So I have a story to tell you guys, and I was actually debating on whether or not I wanted to make a video on this because normally my story times are super fun and high energy, and I just have these ridiculous stories about the dumb shit that I do, but this is going to be a little bit different. I was texting one of my friends and she said I should make a video on this because if anything, it could be a learning experience or it could help somebody if something like this were to happen to them. I'm still a little bit scared. This happened this morning, so I'm still trying to process all of it, and honestly, for a little bit I'm like, I think I'm just being dramatic because I'm a very dramatic person, but I don't think this was me being dramatic, and I do think that it was something that could have gone very badly. So I'm sure you can tell by the title of the video. I don't even know what I'm titling this because I don't want it to seem over dramatic and I don't want it to seem clickbaity because that's not my intention with this because this was a scary thing that happened. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna ramble or anything like that. So I woke up this morning and I needed to go to Target because I was out of Diet Coke, and I also, I literally see people and I'm like freaking out because that's how paranoid I am right now. So I went to Target this morning because I had to get Diet Coke and I wanted to get myself something easy to make for breakfast because I was just bored of what I've been eating. So this was like the first thing I did when I woke up. I woke up and I just immediately went to the store. So it was probably 10 a.m. So I get to Target and the store is pretty empty. I walk in, I know what I need, so I just go directly to the back of the store where I can find the Diet Coke. And there was a man who was walking, let me try to lay out. I mean, I'm sure you guys know the layout of Target because they're probably all very similar, but it's like the aisles with the food are on this side and then there's aisles of cleaning supplies over here. So I was walking to go to my aisle and he was over here and he was passing by each of the cleaning aisles and he would look into the aisle, then look back at me and then walk a little bit more forward. He never actually went into any of the aisles. And I just pay way too close attention to people around me because I am always paranoid. This is my worst fear, getting kidnapped or getting I don't know, abducted, anything like that. I am so scared of that because I know how easy it is and I know how common it is. And I say this all the time and I'm always joking with my friends, but it's serious. Somebody could literally pick me up and just fucking run with me because I'm small and I weigh 110 pounds. They could easily just grab me and go. And so I try to be aware of my surroundings and I just pay close attention when people are doing weird shit. So like I said, he was just walking up and down these aisles, just looking into it and looking back at me, constantly looking back at me. He probably did it 3 or 4 times. And so I didn't think anything of it at the time. I just went and I got all of my stuff and nothing else was happening. I was looking at a bunch of different options for my breakfast, and then I went to go to the self-checkout. And so this is where things got even weirder. So this guy was following me, a different guy. The first guy I saw was probably maybe mid-20s to late 20s, and then this guy was probably 40s, something like that. He comes up to the self-checkout, but he doesn't have anything. And so he just grabs something and then goes to the self-checkout. So you know how there's stands when you walk into stores, they just have random shit on them. So he just grabbed water and then he came to the self-checkout. So I don't know if maybe he needed to get water and he already knew that's all he needed. I have no idea. But it just seemed weird that he walked up there and then he was oh, I don't have anything. So he went and just grabbed something, the first thing he saw. So I only had 3 items and I was checking out. So it'll take me, 2 seconds to just scan my 3 items. Keep in mind, he only had 1. He's checking out at the exact same time as I am. So then this lady comes up who's working there and she starts talking to me about the Target app and all this stuff, which they always do that. They always just come up and they're like, oh, do you have the app? And look at the coupons and all this stuff. So she was talking to me for 2 minutes. So I already have all of my stuff scanned. I've already paid for it while she's talking to me because I just don't care about the app. So I'm just doing all this stuff while she's explaining it to me. I couldn't have really used it at that time anyways. Now I feel kind of rude thinking about it that I'm scanning my items in front of her face and she's trying to help me, but I was already scanning and paying when she came up. Just to make that clear. I'm not a bitch, I promise. I'm done paying and everything and she's still talking to me. So there's no way that this man is taking that long to scan his 1 item, to pay for it, and he hasn't left yet. So he starts leaving and then the lady walks away from me. So he's on his way out of the self-checkout place. I was thinking maybe he thought this is a little weird that I'm just sitting here for 5 minutes. So he started walking out. And so I grab my stuff and I'm heading out as well. And he starts looking over his shoulder, and it wasn't super obvious, he wasn't turned all the way around, but I could tell that he was trying to look and trying to see if I'm behind him. And so then once he sees me, or once he realizes that I've now left that area, I'm not talking to that lady anymore, I'm behind him, he starts walking really slow. And so it's almost like he was watching me. He started walking slower, and I thought maybe he was trying to see if I would pass him because he was walking so fucking slow. And normally I would. Normally I'd be okay, get the fuck out of the way, but I was kind of paranoid at this point, so I started walking really slow. I did not want to pass him because I thought that's what he wanted me to do. So then he randomly turns and puts his water in a cart, which it makes literally no sense to me because he had just checked out. He has no reason to put it in a cart. So he just grabs a cart and then I don't know what he did after that because I literally tried to like run to my car. So I leave, and then as I'm leaving, I see the first guy that I saw. He was in the parking lot and he had absolutely nothing. Like, he didn't buy anything. And as I'm coming out of the door, like, I'm not even fucking joking, a van pulled up to the front of the Target. And so that's when I got really nervous, and I tried to like walk really quickly in my car. I wasn't like sprinting or anything like that because I didn't want it to be very obvious that I knew. Not that I even know anything. Like, I don't know if this was actually something where they were gonna try to like abduct me or anything like that, but I did talk to a couple people and they were like, wait, this doesn't sound like it was nothing. There was no way all of this was just one huge coincidence. All these random things happened, you know, for no reason. And so I was walking to my car, and I was parked pretty close up because, like I said, there was nobody here. And so I decided that I didn't want to walk in the aisle to get to my car because I figured if they wanted to, they could just pull the van into the aisle and like grab me if they, whatever. So I was walking in between cars, which I feel like also isn't very smart, but I just thought it was the better option at this point, because if that was their van, this was the plan, that was the setup, I thought it was smart if I walked in between cars to get to mine. So I walked in between. I was walking so fucking fast. I like opened my door, threw everything in, I got in my car, locked it, and then I left. And so I didn't pay much attention after that because I was really nervous and I just wanted to get home. And I didn't really think about the fact that they could have easily followed me and I shouldn't have gone directly home. I should have drove around for a little bit to see if anything was gonna happen, but I just like wasn't thinking straight because I'm just a paranoid person in general, and I think everybody's out to kidnap me, but I've never had anything like this happen where it's like I feel something's off and then all these other things keep happening, and it's like there's no way that all of this doesn't add up to like something sketchy. So I get home and I text my friend because we were actually talking about this stuff the other day, just like about like sex trafficking and being kidnapped and stuff, and I was saying how it's like a really big fear of mine, and I learned a lot about this in college because I was studying criminal justice, and we would have lessons just about this stuff, and we had to go to like, I don't know what it's called. It wasn't like a conference or something like that, but we had like a speaker who came and she was talking about it because she was a part of this like sex trafficking organization. So I knew a lot about it, and it really scares me. So I sent a voice message to my friend explaining what happened, and she was like, first of all, you should call the Target and tell them what happened so that they're aware, because if they were doing it now and maybe they didn't get what they wanted, they're probably still there. And then she told me to make a video about it so that I could tell people what's going on and hopefully like warn people, maybe give you some signs, things to look for. And so I called the Target, and this was actually really disappointing to me. I called them and they didn't even answer the first time that I called them, which I thought was weird. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm like, you like have to answer your phone. You literally have to. And so I called a second time. I like hung up, just tried again right away. And this lady answered and she was like, hi, how can I help you? And I was like, hi, like I was just in the store about an hour ago, and I just thought I should make you aware that there were two men who seemed to be following me around. I was like, and they seemed really weird. I'm like, and then when I went outside, there was a van that pulled up. I was like, I just want you to be careful. I was like, I'm not sure if it was anything, but it scared me at the time, and I just want to make sure that like you know what's going on. And literally all she says is, okay, I'll let a supervisor know, thanks. I'm like, you're joking. I just figured she would ask for more information, or maybe when she told the supervisor, maybe they would call me back. And she asked for like none of my information. Not my phone number, not my name, not what they look like, nothing. And then I told my friend Brittany about it, and she was saying how all over Facebook, there are like millions of posts like this where they're talking about scary stuff that happens, and it's just like this. And I just feel like it's so common, and I wanted to, I don't know, bring some awareness to it. I also think it's better to be safe than sorry. So even if I'm being paranoid and I'm being crazy, oh my God, I swear to God, if somebody comes by my window one more time, even if I'm being crazy and nothing was happening, I think that it's important to remember that this kind of stuff does happen and we have to be careful. A lot of things that I've read basically tell you to always be aware of your surroundings, which I was, and I'm very proud of myself for being aware of my surroundings. Never let yourself get too distracted. You know, if you're walking alone at night, or if you're walking alone in a parking garage, don't be on your phone and just be on the lookout. Just make sure that you know what's going on. If you feel like somebody is looking at you weird or following you, tell somebody because they can help you. I'm just like freaked out right now, and I want you guys to be safe. I'm really happy that nothing happened to me, and so I just wanted to put this video out just so you guys are being safe and being aware. And I don't know, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore at this point. Sorry, this is not like a super fun, exciting video. I just wanted to like put it out really quick just so it's in the world and people can see it, and hopefully if something like this happens, then you know what to do, or you take control of it. I really fucking hope that nothing happens and that maybe those men weren't up to anything and nobody gets hurt, because it didn't really seem like the Target cared that much about the situation. I just feel like it's something that we do need to take seriously because it is something that happens in the world. So just be safe, please. I love you guys. But that's gonna be it for this. I'm sorry that this was probably really random. Probably gonna talk about it on my stream tonight because I like to get these things out and talk about them. But I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.